All right, let's see what we got here. Fire Badger. Think that's not a bad choice. Fire Badger is kind of useless. Don't think it's good for anything. We are no longer a pyromaniac, unfortunately. Makes no difference what the opponent is doing. There's no need to look. Just set up exactly like this every single round one, because it really doesn't matter what the opponent's doing. Even if it's Flower Fairy, it just doesn't matter because we only know how to play one way. And we plan to rise to the top with this one trick pony strategy. Giant spec, so that just basically means a Vulcan on round 2, perhaps round 3. That means we go Link on round 3 or 4, probably round 4, because you know the we're not cost control. And then that means Wasps on round 5, and we should just win by there. But that's the plan. If we're able to dictate how the game is going to play out exactly before the game even starts, does that mean that the strategy is too OP, or does that mean that people just haven't figured out how to deal with it? Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Phantom Ray is kind of good. I think I'll go for a Phantom Ray, just in case we need to transition. Put the Phantom Ray here. Yeah, keep it on the a little bit further back. So we go for 3 chaff, or we can go for another tank and a single chaff. I don't think that you don't want too much chaff here because the Vulcan's gonna come down. Your chaff's not gonna do anything. I think it makes sense to go for a chaff, but I don't think you need 3 chaff here. Maybe we even skip the chaff, just go for our own let's go for this. So we have anti-air on this side. We're gambling, he's not gonna missile us. It's a huge gamble. No Vulcan yet. Surely he's gonna go Vulcans, right? It's either that or the Raiden. The Raiden we're not scared of because the sledges will win. The Vulcan we're not scared of because the sledges will win. So I really, in the past when I saw Giant Spec, I was terrified. Now actually what beats this Linked Sledge spam is actually forts. Forts can actually beat this. But people, they just haven't figured that out yet. Probably could have went for another crawler instead of the marksman. Perhaps a small mistake because the marksman's only good for. It's only good for the Phoenix. It's not meant to kill the tarantula. We lose another round, but it's not a lot of damage. Doesn't feel good to lose the round, but it's, you know, it is what it is. As much as I want to go for any of this, there's nothing to go for here unless this can get a level. So there's still no level yet. I think it's too early to take this. So we'll skip here. I could sell this. I could throw this in the flank just to get him to respond. Like, you know, but I'm not even sure about that. I might sell this, depending on the situation. Okay, selling it doesn't do anything for me. I guess I can go for field maintenance first if I sell this, and then I go for 1 chaff in front. Just probably not unreasonable. Or if I sell this, I can go for another tank, which is even better. Just depends if he thinks he's gonna missile us. Maybe it's not bad to have a single chaff in front. We may not. We might be getting too greedy here. This is probably gonna die pretty quick to this, so just put it here. Okay. We knew that there was something coming. I wasn't expecting the Wraith, but it's improved Wraith. I don't like the improved Wraith. The improved Wraith is very deadly, but it's not gonna be able to do much to the Linked Sledge, which will definitely come next round. Can't believe that the Fangs are destroying the they're just absolutely ripping our useless Fire Badger, but we finally managed to break through. This will be sold next round for sure. And at least we have a marksman here. The marksman is super important. Let's please kill it. Nope. And it's going to be a horrible tower timing. It's going to be a horrible tower timing. We were so close to killing this Wraith. That felt like a scam, but let's show them what a scam actually is. Link. Just think this might kill it before the Link gets online, so I'm a little bit wary of this, but it's still probably good. Quick temp speed. If he puts a Wraith here, I'd be pretty happy about that. See? That was well played on our part. And we're hoping that he just can't kill... Oh. We're just hoping that he can't kill us. But steel balls is what you have to be worried about. And once you go steel balls, now you can't go... The problem with the Wraith is that you cannot easily go into the wasp. I still think you might have to. Or maybe we just put like 2 separate tank packs here, so the steel balls have to... Like, they're not linked. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, so the link is online now. And now I think we might be able to survive. I don't know. It's so close. Nope. It's just not enough. Phantom Ray at least kills the one Wraith. And we're gonna do a lot of damage here just with the single marksman. Should be more than 2k. Okay, 1,800. So, okay, we need to think about this here. Orbital Jav, I think, doesn't do anything to us. We're worried about the steel ball. I think I want to go for the Orbital Jav. Might even put it here, so I could throw down a tank, get a tower take. The question is, what do you do when there's going to be steel balls coming out? Do you just double down on the sledges because he can't throw down enough steel balls to make a difference? And where do we do it with this orbital jav? Do we just jav here? And then put something down here? Okay. Start selling out of this. Let's upgrade this. Yeah, I just don't know what to do about these. You know, you can't go wasp. Do I go phoenix here? Or no, I already have marksman. Let me just go more marksman here, I think. Now I want to take back my turn because I wanted to get the level 3. I want to get a level 3 as well. Could go for the oil. I wanted to click the speed. Okay, this is a disaster. I was expecting steel balls, but it makes sense. He is the giant spec. This is an absolute disaster. Definitely misplayed that. This is the question mark. What do you do when he has the steel balls so you can't go into Wraith? Do you just go aerial spec? And surely we're not going to win now because he has time to build his melting points. Okay. So what is the solution to this? What is the solution to this? Underground crawler? No. Fire Badger packs would be interesting. Like, they are tanks that need to be killed individually, and they will prevent that. They will prevent these guys from getting instantly killed. I think I do like that idea a lot. So, just trying to be a little creative here on how to avoid the lock. I think you do want the speed, and I could consider to upgrade this. Okay, let's go for it. This is the first time for us to experiment. Like, Phantom Rays work. These guys have 9k damage. Phantom Ray, I guess, only has 6. So it takes a little bit longer to ramp up. You wouldn't be able to put tanks here because they might get linked. And the linked tank is basically 1 tank worth of value. So it's just not great. Should have went this to... I think I probably lost the game. I should have done this the previous round. I would like to see what is the unit to go for when the Wraith is already present. Okay, so now the tanks are already being locked on. It didn't take him that long. And now our dreams are starting to disappear. And I think that might cost us the game here. It doesn't look like necessarily the Fire Badger was enough. What do we actually need here? Like, what chaff is gonna work? Steel ball chaff could be interesting. Do we just keep throwing stuff like in front and just hope that like the more stuff that comes through the better? Do we go aerial spec and then just go into wasps now? Hopefully they can come in a little bit later. Wasp surely will die to this, so I think I would rather go Phantom Rays instead of Wasp here. Phantom Ray seems to be like a better play. I could consider shield on the Phantom Ray. Sell out of this, it's not worth the money anymore. So do I go level 3 Phantom Ray? Can't afford it. Maybe I don't need the aerial spec. Go Phantom Rays. Where's the Phantom Ray? No shield, but might be okay to go without the shield. What about the oil though? I can go for an oil, I think. Running out of time here. Let's go for the shield. And let's go for range. So let's see what happens. This is a very funny composition. Like, there's so much stuff now in front of the tanks. Like steel balls, they're all heavy units. Some of the units will counter but now the heavy units have all disappeared. And now the poor tanks are just getting slaughtered. This is one thing that, you know, we haven't quite figured out yet. And I guess the same thing is when they have Mustangs, how do you counter their melter? Okay, so round 5 to round 6, we lose a little bit of health. I was expecting the steel balls, that's why I put down the oil. We lose 900. So I feel like we don't even use the orbital jab. Let's just skip here. Can we try pure Phantom Rays? Because the Phantom Rays will kill the Wraith. They'll kill the Wraith. They're pretty good into the melter. You know, not as good as a wasp, but I think, you know, you're gonna be. It's kind of hard to get wasps on the field without them dying to the So let's click the shield. Stop borrowing. I'll go. Might sell this, or I might sell one of these guys. Okay, let's see what happens. Gonna get locked up on this for a bit. Is really the Phantom Ray really the answer? Because what happens when multi-melter comes out? Good news is that the Wraiths don't do anything to the Phantom Ray. The bad news is that the Phantom Rays don't do anything. They just stuck on chaff. So now I'm in the camp of why don't we just go wasp and just, you know, just brute force our way in. Okay, we win this round, but it's not amazing. So what about just going into the wasp? Just forcing the wasp, even though we see a tech Wraith. I think that has to be our plan. Because they need to fly in front. The marksman is amazing, but they just don't fly in front. So you need range, you need double tech immediately. Just not on this, on the wasp. But it's kind of hard to be going all these techs because there's no money for anything. Okay, we have money for one tech. Guess it's aerial spec. I don't know about this. I don't know how these aerial spec guys will be faring here, but give it a try. Feels like it might work because you do have 3 packs. He's only level 1. Just worried about the okay, look at this. Whoa. That was a lot better than I expected. But we're still stuck here. And the Wraith is just wrecking us. And this still didn't do enough. See? We lost the main tank line. I think whatever your solution is, you have to try not to lose the main tank line. But maybe this is already better than the previous solution. It looks kind of like a lot better already. Nope, it's actually worse. But I just don't know about Phantom Rays into this. Like, I definitely prefer the wasp. Maybe it was just the positioning of the wasp has to be a little bit more let's just be a little bit better. So we took out the first one really easy. We need to take out the second one as well. So I think it's something like this. Might even consider putting it in front, but that might be too much. Okay, that's an amazing lock. And now the Wraiths have nothing. But it's not quite enough, but it's already amazing. It's already amazing. I mean, this is already good. Okay, so this is the solution. I don't know what we do next round, but surely the 1600 is something pretty impressive. I think I'd be pretty happy with my play. Had this actually happened in the game. What happens next round, it's going to be hard to say, right? He goes aerial spec, Mustang, you know, you might have to go range, you might have to go ground spec. There's a lot of question marks there, but at least you survive. So yeah, I think Wasp is better than Phantom Ray at this point. Let's just double check that just to make sure. So we'll just go for these Phantom Rays. There's no point in oil. You can't, you know, you can afford a shield. You can actually afford a shield here. Put them in the same position. But does the shield do anything for you? You got burst, but the burst doesn't do anything for you either. You got the oil. Guess you could go oil, light the oil on fire, but you need 250. We need 350. So I need to sell something for 200 in order to be able to afford that. That is an interesting play, honestly. That didn't occur to me yet, but that is an interesting play. So we'll have something for the fire. We'll have something for the Wraith, and I guess the Phantom Rays will tank for the melting points. But how good are the Phantom Rays for the melting points? They do tend to die, but you know, they do die a lot slower. Maybe, I don't know, maybe the wasps are more impressive, but let's just see how it goes. Okay, it's actually similar. It's actually quite similar. That's interesting. So we do 1600. We don't do 1600 here. It's surprisingly similar, but that's predicated on having the hound you don't necessarily have the hound, and you have to pay for the hound tech, and you still don't do 1600. So I think I like the wasp idea. I like forcing this wasp. All right. Knowing what we just learned here, is it possible to go for the wasp on a later round? So like round 6 is when we kind of really messed up. What did we even do here? We didn't do anything, right? Like, what did we even build? Just build some random stuff. We didn't even build a counter. That's so bad. That's such a bad play from us. So we'll go for the wasp play and see what happens. Gonna need aerial spec first. Could consider doing this so we can break the link, but not sure if it does anything. Let's sell out this because there's gonna be a melter there. Aerial spec and range. Nice barrier. It's gonna help him if he has Mustangs with anti-air. That'd be a huge deal for him. How come this thing took so long? This thing took like 0 damage. It might just be a situation of too little too late. Like once you're behind, you're not going to be able to recover. I think it's just simply a situation of that. Pretty sure you don't want to click any more text on the tanks. Kind of surprised that it took him so long. I mean, if he went like marksman and then you just went for some wasps, is the wasps going to do anything? I don't think this is gonna hit the wasp, hit the wraiths in time. Like, this is taking forever to even leave the tower. Okay. So it actually wasn't the wasp that did anything previously. It was the marksman. So the aerial spec on the marksman is doing something here. Is that part of, is that like you go wasp first, then you go marksman? Maybe in front? Maybe I also need to position the marksman a little bit better so the marksman doesn't like take forever to walk in front. Marksman should be like pretty far up. And then you can go ground spec, but I think that the wraith is just not what you want to see if you're planning to go into the wasps. Like, how do you actually handle this aerial spec? But they just die instantly. How's that good? Right. Let's say you go aerial spec on this. Maybe I'll just do like two missiles here for the crawlers. Probably doesn't do anything because the wraith is probably gonna get hit. I don't know. We'll see. There might be pretty decent crawlers, explosions there. Okay, the marksman is doing something, but now we are locked. Good thing is the tanks are kind of splitting, so they're not all dying at once, interestingly. Do we actually win this round from this? Wait a second. This is crazy. We actually win this round? How is that even possible? Okay, how is that even possible? What did we even do? So we went aerial spec. Okay, so go aerial spec and then go aerial spec on the wasp, but the wasp didn't do anything. They just died. They did 5,000 damage, so... I'm kind of confused on what the wasps are doing. I think based on this information, I need aerial spec. Right, and I need to put it here. The missiles did a lot. I think that's what happened. The missiles were really part of the reason why this worked. Okay, I can only go for 2 wasps here. Maybe I needed to... Maybe I just go for the... Yeah, I think you want the level 2 here. Because the wasp will just die too quick if it's level 1. Okay. Just 2 normal wasps because... You know... And maybe make him come in a little bit later because... It's not super critical that, like... They don't need to come in immediately because there's a little bit of chaff in front anyways. Okay, you don't want speed because you want to be able to missile the crawlers. Okay, we already have a lock, and let's try to kill the... Okay, no, see, this one pack has just died for free. But let's see what happens here. See if it's the same result. No, it doesn't look as good as before. Now the crawlers are coming in on this side. We don't get any tower debuff. Looks like it's going to be a victory though. Okay, so somehow if you can kind of cheese the crawler, you aerial spec the wraith, and then you have the wasps coming in at the perfect time. Maybe, just maybe. Like, you can get this to work. So now we're just going to work out what is the positioning of the wasp here. So I feel like this one needs to come in a little bit later. This one could come in fine, like here, because the wraith dies already to this. Do the missiles again, very strategically. Sell. The wasp probably don't need that many techs. I could just do some random upgrades. Maybe even a shield here. I feel like this is still too forward. It's gonna get wrecked instantly. See, the entire pack just dies. There's no chaff for the melting point here. Another possibility could be like some kind of I mean, this is looking quite good. Maybe some kind of, I mean, this is all working. Maybe some kind of underground crawler is good here. Is that even a thing? We have 2 crawlers, so you're building 3 more packs of crawlers just to click the underground. But these guys can level. So do underground crawlers counter this? You probably want these to come in not too far behind. And like something like this, maybe. You just want to, we want to make sure that they are coming in fast. Give an armor tech. Let's say we sell this because it's not doing anything. Go for this. I'll upgrade this. Maybe I'll just do the missiles just to give ourselves a little bit better of a chance. I'm fairly sure you want the missile. Okay, so the crawlers are moving past the tanks. They are moving, they're moving, they're moving. They're doing very good. But surely they're not going to be that effective, are they? Because the link is now there. Still kind of works. Still, still kind of works. Do we still end up winning the round here? Very, very barely. Okay. It's still a victory here, interestingly. So that could be another option actually. If we had more crawlers. But I wonder how much of that is based on those missiles. But it definitely seems like the aerial spec is good with some kind of wasp play. Alright guys, I learned so much from this. And I'm so ready for the next time to counter this. What seemed to be like an impossible path forward. I see the light.